In one of our previous videos, we covered the first and second issue of the 2000 Darth Maul comic. If you haven't seen them already, make sure to check them out to understand where we are in today's video. The third issue of the comic starts out with the aftermath of a massacre. We see Amon Calamari, which we later found out his name is Morn. He's on the ground, unable to stand up. Maul approaches him as he begs for his life desperately. He tells Maul that he will tell him anything. He goes on to say that the Vigos are to report to the Black Sun Master's fortress on Ralter, and that he summoned them all after Darnada's death. But then Maul came and slaughtered them. A Vigo or underboss was an individual acting as a deputy on behalf of the leader of a criminal organization, making alliances and ordering executions. Anyways, let's get back on the comic. After Morn said all of that, Morn asks Maul if he will spare him. Maul replies with no and raises his lightsaber, presumably killing him. In the next scene, we see all the Vigos of Black Sun gathered up, arguing on the matter of Vigo Morn's death and the wrecking of his headquarters. Two of the Vigos start to fight and blame each other for everything that has happened until they get silenced by Master Lex, the leader of Black Sun. He enters with his bodyguard, Megilla and Ulf, a servant. Vigo Talach asks Master Lex about what's happening. Lex says that Vigo Morn and Vigo Darnada are dead, and apparently killed by the same hand. He then says that there was a survivor from the destruction of Darnada's station. Asa comes out from the shadows, retelling what has happened and what he saw to the rest of the Vigos. Initially, the Vigos don't believe Asa. They don't believe that one man could cause this much havoc. Lex quiets everyone down, saying that if he doubted Asa, he wouldn't have brought him here, and made him retell the event he saw for a second time. He then continues saying that Maul told Asa that the Vigos are at war, that Black Sun battled itself. He says that he didn't rise to master Black Sun by being trusting, and that if he even suspected one of them, they would already be dead. And if he does find out that any of them is on what's happening, he will torture them. He goes on to say that they don't know from where this attack is coming from, nor from who. He muses that the assassin meant to gather them up, together to eliminate them all at once. But he says that together they are stronger, that his fortress is unbreakable, and that he has a legion of Black Sun's finest standing watch. He says that they are better protected here than anywhere else in the galaxy. Outside Master Lex's fortress, we see Maul standing far away, observing the fortress. He takes out a holodisc and Darth Sidious' hologram appears. Maul says that everything is ready, saying that the Dark Eye probes have surveyed the fortress, and that Black Sun's master and remaining Vigos are all protected by their bodyguards and a large military force. Sidious approves of what Maul says and tells him to make sure the existence of the Sith is not compromised. Maul replies with yes, showing his master that he understood and assures him that there will be no survivors. Maul gets on a speeder bike and at full speed goes straight towards the fortress. When he comes close to the fortress, some military guards see him and shoot at him. However, Maul deflects the blast with his lightsaber and speeds through them, making them fall to the ground. From above, Megilla, Lex's bodyguard, senses a disturbance in the Force. Lex and the Vigos ask if it's a Jedi that's hunting them down, but Megilla shuts down that idea, saying that she never felt anything like this. Lex doesn't show concern towards this information, and says that he'll be dead soon, that his fortress is guarded by the elite of Black Sun, trained killers from every end of the galaxy, and that they will stop him. Megilla replies with no, they won't. Next, we see Maul fighting the guards, punching and kicking them. He slashes at anyone that comes close to him. He defeats them and walks away when suddenly a guard comes out from a corner and points his blaster towards Maul. Maul is unfazed by this. He first chokes the guard as he walks by him. The guard's body falls on the ground, motionless. Maul reaches a big door and ignites his lightsaber, slides through the door to make an opening. Kicking down the door, he is met with the Vigos' bodyguards, armed and ready to attack him. The fourth issue and the last issue of the comic starts with a close-up of Maul's face. One of the Vigos' bodyguards pledges to kill Maul for Black Sun. The Vigos and their own lives and the rest of the guards surge forwards towards Maul, their weapons out and ready. Maul disposes all of them with ease. He cuts one of the guard's hands. He then takes his blaster and shoots another guard in the head, then shoots the same guard he disarmed earlier. Afterwards, another guard comes his way and swings his axe at Maul, but Maul evades it and slashes through the guard's stomach. Next, two identical guards jump behind Maul and tear his robes. Maul ducks down from a blast shot from another droid guard, and in the process, the blast hits the guard on his back. The other guard behind him slashes at his back. However, Maul doesn't react and uses the Force to push his lightsaber forwards, impaling the droid guard. Then he takes hold of the guard behind him and pulls him up and over him, slamming her on the ground and snapping her neck, killing her. Suddenly, a Vigo called Nerys appears holding a blaster against Maul's head. He expresses that if he hadn't seen Maul slaughter 7 of the most deadly beings in the galaxy, he would not have believed it. He asks Maul about who sent him, but Maul doesn't reply, instead standing up and facing Nerys with no sign of fear or concern. Nerys says that his kind is telepathic and that he can look inside Maul's head for answers, and so he does that. Staring into Maul's cold, steely eyes, he doesn't find the answers he was looking for, but what he finds is so dark and disturbing that he falls back with his nose bleeding, dying from what he has just seen. Maul moves forwards, ripping his tattered robes of his body and picking up his lightsaber. He opens another big door, revealing the remaining Vigos. While the Vigos are in a state of panic and not knowing what to do, Lex exits from a gate in the back, trapping the Vigos and Asa inside, leaving them to die by the hands of Maul. Asa begs Lex to let them out and tells him that he has seen what Maul can do and to not leave them. Lex says that Black Sun survives as long as he is alive and that their deaths will buy him time to escape. Asa yells at him angrily, saying that he came here to warn him, but Lex turns his back on him, telling him that loyalty is often its own reward. Asa turns around, facing the devastating demise that lays ahead of him. As Lex, Miguela, and Ulf make their way out onto a bridge, Lex asks Miguela what Maul is, expressing how Maul accomplished the impossible by breaching his fortress and slaying his army. Miguela says that he's like her, but something other than that. Lex tells Ulf to prepare the yacht for departure. Ulf complies his master's order and goes on ahead. Miguela says that Maul is drawing closer. She tells Lex to go. Lex tries to order Miguela to come with him, saying that he took her to kill for him and not die for him. Miguela still refuses, urging him to go as she awaits Darth Maul. We then see the massacre that Maul left behind, Asa's dead body along with the Vigos, slaughtered by the merciless Sith Lord. Miguela asks Maul if he knows what she is, as Maul walks out from the smoke and replies, saying that she is a Night Sister, a witch of Dathomir, stating that she is skilled in the use of the dark side of the Force. He tells her that she understands so little. Miguela tells him that he has never faced her kind before. Maul rebuttals back, telling her that she has never faced his kind before. Both the Sith and Ninth Sister advance towards each other, lightsaber clashing against Force Blade. Maul and Miguela keep up with each other for a while, until Maul breaks Miguela's Force Blade. However, this doesn't deter Miguela. She tells Maul that a Night Sister is never unarmed, and shoots Maul with Force Lightning. She tells him that he can't stand before Force Lightning, or the power of the dark side. However, Maul resists the Force Lightning, telling Miguela that she knows nothing about the dark side. Miguela is in disbelief, seeing Maul resist against her Force Lightning. She says that she knows what he is now, before Maul slices through her body, her torso falling off the bridge. In the next scene, we see Lex and Ulf preparing to leave. As Lex talks about his plans after leaving Ralter, Ulf turns around and silently leaves his master, escaping before Maul appears in front of an unfazed Lex. He voices out the obvious, proclaiming that Maul is going to kill him, and Maul confirms that. Lex goes on to say that it was unthinkable to him that one man would throw himself against Black Sun, and yet Maul did with ease. Maul says that there is one other like him, his master. Lex replies to him saying that it's obvious now, and that he had heard the legends, presumably around the Sith. He continues on, saying that he was supposed to become a Jedi, that it was his dream. Apparently, when he was younger, he showed sensitivity to the Force, but he wasn't young enough and deemed too old to be trained. So he chose another path. Lex proclaims his realization out loud, stating that the Sith do exist. Maul tells him that they always have and always will. Lex asks why they reveal themselves now, and Maul replies, telling Lex that it was their time, and that after centuries of waiting, the galaxy will finally be theirs. Suddenly, Lex takes out a small force blade and slashes at Maul's abdomen, taking him by surprise. Nevertheless, Maul takes the upper hand, grabbing Lex by the neck and pushing him backwards into the water. Maul holds Lex under the water as Lex thrashes around, suffocating to death. Maul stands up. A dark liquid that seems to be his blood drips from his hand and into the water. In the next scene, we see Darth Sidious praising Darth Maul for accomplishing his mission. Maul replies saying that Black Sun was nothing compared with the power of the Sith. Darth Sidious asks Maul if there were no survivors to compromise their plans, and Maul assures him that there were none. Sidious then asks about the wound Maul suffered from, and Maul replies with, "There is no pain where strength lies." Darth Sidious then tells Maul that he has another task for him, that there is one more threat to their security. Maul takes hold of his lightsaber, igniting it, and replies with, "My master, I am yours to command." Anyways, my friends, the comic ends there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, and if you think you'll be watching our future videos, then make sure to subscribe. May the Force be with you.